Gentlegamers, welcome back to another late night stream. As you might have seen already, we'll be playing World of Tanks tonight, and well, we'll be taking the Yak Panzer 4 for a couple of spins around, see if we can rack up some points. As you can see, I'm getting pretty close to my Yak Panther, only 14,500 points left to go. Let's get right into the fray. Yak Panzer 4 is an interesting little tank, especially because of its really low profile and decent slope on the frontal armor plates. If you manage to get it in a hull down position, you really become hard to hit target, but you will have to watch out for higher tier tanks capable of penetrating the frontal armor and taking out the gunner. This is a tank that requires a bit of tactics, and it really isn't a tank meant to duke it out one-on-one. You're supposed to park this tank somewhere nice and quiet, nice and low behind a couple of bushes, and as soon as you see a tank coming by with its side or rear towards you, hit him where it hurts. The 88mm cannon which we have mounted on this tank is, for its tier, a very, very good gun. It's similar to the 88mm on the Tiger, except this tank seems to do a bit more overall damage, also because of reload speed. Sorry for any visual lag. My PC, even though it's a fairly good build, doesn't like this map for some reason. FPS should go up as soon as I enter sniper mode.
Move out.
Right, there we go. Solid improvement in FPS. Let's find ourselves a nice little position to take some cover and start doing some damage. Seems to be getting a bit of a bad split. Seems to be most of our heavies are heading north, which means it's up to the snipers to cover the south. Now, gun elevation is pretty decent on the Yak Panzer, so you shouldn't really have any big time troubles hitting anything that's above you. And in the latest patch they also allowed the gun to drop down a bit more by 1 degree. So if you're on a hill and there's something slightly below you, you will still be able to hit it. Seems we get a couple of camping heavies. That's not quite what you'd hope for on this map. But considering the split, I do understand our decision. Since we got a tank destroyer racing below us. That's a shame that one missed. That might just have given away our position, or it might have not. It seems it has not. Let's leave that up to our slightly more mobile teammate. Really lost a scout. That's not quite what you'd hope for on this map. Scouts really do.
Critical hit.
There we go. That just shut him up.
Critical hit. We're good for. Everyone get out.
Seems he did manage to pop off a shot before we managed to finish him, so that's a bit of a shame. Let's head back to the garage, grab something else while we wait for this battle to finish. Let's continue in the style of tank destroyers. Let's grab our Hetzer with a 10.5 centimeter cannon. When it comes to the tier 4 tank destroyers, a lot of people mistake themselves when engaging the Hetzer or when researching it. The Hetzer is a strange tank when it comes to ammunition choices and weapon choices. Personal preference, I prefer the 10.5 with primarily high explosive shells. However, when facing the rear or side of an enemy tank, the armor-piercing shells can do a beastly amount of damage. Right, there we go.
Time to roll out.
Same map as before. Now, thanks to Hetzer's really strong sloping of the front armor plates, you will be able to take a couple of hits if the enemy is below you, provided they don't hit the dorsal plate. Looks like we got a KV-1S, we have a 122 leading, and a Hellcat. You see one of the new Marder 38Ts running next to us. I haven't had a chance to try those out yet, but as soon as I do, I might just make a little streaming video out of that one. Friendly neighborhood Stuk giving us a little push up the hill. Always friendly. Thank you, Mr. Stuk. As you can see, we have the HE shells loaded. Stuk decided to take the right turn without using his indicators. Damn you. And there we see another KV-1S, this time an enemy lurking around the corner waiting for an easy kill. We don't want to become that easy kill, so we'll just head back a little bit, wait for the KV to shoot, taking advantage of its rather long reload time to push forward a little bit. Finding a target downrange. Not that much damage, but some is better than none. At least that's what I would say.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
That's
Our fuel's hit. We've lost half our gas.
That's not quite a positive thing. We did manage to gain some ground, but it did cost us a bit of health. Let's take a slightly more secluded position. Try and get the drop on one of them. And that's one of the advantages of the Hetzer. It's a really small tank. Really allows you to make good use of its size. While still packing a bit of a punch. We're a bit of a bad situation here with the Churchill 7 coming around the corner. It seems to know we're here, even though it can't actually see us.
Critical hit.
I hoped that would have knocked his tracks off, but it seems it didn't. Let's vote. Right. That's a chance to go in for the kill. That's a really nice heavy kill there. Got an M3. Managed to finish that one off. Let's cut back down before we can really take a hit from the KV. KV knows we're here, but it also knows it's becoming outnumbered here. So far, 3 pretty nice kills. T-34, Churchill, and M3.
The periscope is fixed, but it's still fragile.
Right, let's make use of the moment to knock out. We have a damaged periscope and damaged fuel tank, but luckily for us the fuel tank didn't actually catch fire. And on the downhill we should be able to make a good amount of speed. Again, a little bit of FPS lag here. We don't want to be rolling in front of our scouts. That will be the end of your hetzer if you go too far ahead and get outnumbered or cornered. In a situation like this, where you have plenty of cover, it's sometimes advisable to move forward just a little bit ahead of the rest of your team, take up a defensive position early. Especially if you do have a bit of credits and you decide to go for the camouflage net, it will give you a bit of time for the camouflage net to actually activate, and might just give you a couple of extra seconds before getting spotted, allowing you to pop off an additional shot. Got an enemy tank there, let's see. Bullseye! That was kill number 4 for this one. Hostile Crusader. Got 3 tanks all lining up, waiting to be killed. Terrain elevation is in our advantage. They won't see us coming. And even though the Hetzer's gun isn't able to depress that far down, it's still a relatively nice angle to use. Since we've got an enemy Hetzer waiting as well. That was lucky. That's kill number 5 for this round. 2 high explosive shells left. You will notice I haven't touched the AP shells yet. That wasn't a soft enough target to use on them. The Crusader might have been one, but in the time it takes for us to reload, the enemy teammate will have killed it already. Alright, let's see what the score is. 17,000 credits and 1200 XP, that's not bad at all. Let's convert that to free XP. Let's have a look at the results from our Panzer match, which was unfortunately a loss. We still made a good amount of credits though, without making a loss. Let's see how much we still need. Still 13,000 XP to go. Not sure if we have enough time to make it. This will probably be the final battle before I end the stream. Again, if you have any suggestions or comments, make sure to leave them in the chat box, or wait for this stream to get uploaded to YouTube and just drop them in the comments. If you like the stream, be sure to let me know. Going to quickly alt tab right here, see what the status is on a couple of little things. Looks good so far. Alright, let's jump back into the game, see if we got a battle coming up yet. No, not yet. Seems we got a longer wait than usual. Usually we'll be able to pick a battle in 15 to 30 seconds. And this isn't a matchmaking that really makes me happy. Looking at taking out tier 8s, well, we are tier 6. Not something I'm particularly fond of, just means we have to be extra careful not to get shot early in the game.
Time to roll out.
Let's start making our way to a position where we can snipe towards the capture location. Since we got a scout ahead of us, that's good. A little bit big for a scout, but our friends at wargaming.net will have their reasons for making a tank like that. Seems we got a pretty decent split. Most of the heavier tanks are heading down the west, which is good. Got a couple of heavy tanks coming with us to the east, capture point. Friendly Hellcat racing past. Enjoyable little tanks, those, right? Extremely fast, but not very mobile, and a very short turning radius on the cannon. Let's take a bit of cover, make sure we don't stay out in the open. That's the last thing we want to do. E25 Premium sitting in the way. There we go, seeing someone spotted us. This is not a very good position to be in, especially not right here. I'm going to use the terrain to our advantage, keep him some cover. Minimizing our exposure time. Several bigger tanks coming our way. Tanks that can easily tear us apart. Got our Hellcat playing a bit of a cat and mouse game with the enemy medium, which it doesn't seem to be winning. That's a right on shame. Gonna wait for some reinforcements to come up to redirect some of the fire before making use of our own low profile and repositioning. That's one of the prime advantages of the Panzer IV, the Yak Panzer IV. It's a really, really low tank. It also brings some disadvantages. You won't really be able to that easily shoot over wrecks of other tanks. Panzer coming up. Don't want to get caught by the Panzer. Panzer decides to headbutt the rock pretty much. Let's see if we can do some damage. As soon as he comes around the corner, we'll pop his tracks off and make him an easy target. Got our King Tiger laying in the weight. Up enough shots, but not doing any real damage, which is unfortunate. We managed to get the tracks and we hit the fuel tank. Perfect. Actually, that was an engine kill. We managed to hit the front sprocket, so that's an engine kill. Let's see if we can do some damage to that.
Everyone get out!
Bad move. Right, that's all we have time for today. Again, if you have any comments or suggestions, leave them in the chat box or wait for the video to hit YouTube and drop them in the comments. I say have a really good time. I'll see you on the battlefield.